Assalamu alaikum, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. What about you?
Also fine. May I see your identification, please?
Here it is that I used to register.
Thank you, sir. So, this is the speaking test of International English Language Testing System, which is taken place at English Achievers. The examiner name is Faiza Rahman and the examiner number is 0012. The candidate name is Shahin Mia and the candidate number is 0411. So, this speaking test has been divided into 3 parts. In the first part of your test, I would like to ask you some personal questions about yourself. Let's talk about your home country. Which part of your country do you like to live in?
I live in Sylhet, which is located northeast part of Bangladesh. I prefer to live here because all kind of facility visible here.
Thank you. Do you know the history of your country well?
Yes, I know tremendously about the history of my country that became independent in 1971, which is the great history of my country. Lots of people has been died for the fighting against the Pakistan. So that is the history of my country.
What makes you feel proud of your country?
The maximum people of my country are very cooperative as well as helpful. That make me happy as well as proud. When people face any kind of problem, they come to help other people or assist them. So I think that make me proud.
Will you stay in your country in the future?
I try to go to abroad for higher education, like Canada, USA, and Australia. After completed my graduation, I will back my nation and I will take a job which is related to my subject. Yes, I think I will back my country and I will stay in my country in future.
Okay, sir. Let's talk about view from the window. What scenery can you see from the window of your room?
Actually, by sitting beside the window, I can see lots of things outside, especially river, because my house is situated beside the river. So I can large sky with blue color, as well as I can see the field with lots of crops. So that bring me to nature.
Do you like to watch the scenery from your window?
Yes, I feel comfortable when I see my view from my window. So I think it is a good way to keep my mind fresh as well as touch with the nature, with the fresh air.
Okay, do you want to live in a house with beautiful window views?
Yes, I think a house with a good home. I think it's help people to take good breath as well as help people to bring the light into their house. So I think if I make a house in futures, I will make a large window.
How do you feel when you can't see any beautiful view from your window?
I feel boring when I can't see beautiful weather from my window. I think it's feel me uncomfortable when I watch any kind of view which I don't like.
Okay, sir, let's talk about name. Is it easy for you to remember names of people?
Yes, I think it is very easy to remember the people name because as we are Muslim, so our name is totally related to our religious. So I think it is the best way to remember the name.
How do you remember names of people?
I try to push my brain to recognize or remember the name of people. I try to recognize the first letter of people name.
Okay, sir, how do you feel when people can't remember your name?
I'll feel boring or I feel dislike when people can't remember my name because I am a famous person in my rural area. Lots of people know me about myself, about my family. So who don't know about my name or my fame, so I don't like those people.
Okay, do you often forget names of people?
Actually, I'm very good to remember the people name, so I don't forget early the people name actually.
Thank you, sir. That is the end of your speaking test part 1. Now we are moving to part 2. In this part 2, you have a cue card and you have to speak about 1 or 2 minutes. And before speaking, you will have 1 minute for making some notes or thinking about this topic. So for making notes, I'll provide you a piece of paper and pen at first.
Okay.
Paper, and this is, you can use pen or pencil, no problem. And your cue card topic is describe something important that you lost in the past. Okay, you should say what it was, how you lost it, why was it important to you, and how you felt when you lost it. Here you go, and remember that you have only 1 minute. So, have you done, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can start your speaking now, and don't worry if I stop you. Okay.
There are a number of things that I lost in my entire life. Although I was very aware or about my things, about my equipment that I lost in previous, like pen, pencil, mobile phone, etc. However, here I would like to talk about a specific things that I lost in past. That was none other than notebook. One day I had been playing on the field with my friends, which is the game of cricket. I was good in cricket those times. Before playing cricket, I put my bag on table in front of my school. After completed my game, I didn't able to find out my bag as well as my notebook, which I was put on it. Actually, I asked individual about my books. All of my friends, they said me they didn't see my book. That time I felt down in the dumps due to my exam was knocking to my door. I wanted to thank to my friend before my exam. My friend helped me a lot because his notebook as well as my notebook were similar, because we used to sit each other into our branch. As well as I collected all of notes from his notebook, and I burned it midnight while before my examinations by taking help of my friend, and finally I got good result in my examinations. I'm proud of that.
Now we are moving to part 3. In part 2, you have been talking about describe something important that you lost in the past. So in part 3, I would like to ask you some follow-up question which is related to this topic. Okay. First question is, what kind of people may lose things often?
I think people who are totally careless about their equipment, they may lose their ingredients early, as they are not awareness about their equipment. As well as people who are doing very early or hurry in their work. For example, if they want to go out early in their times, they may too quick. Those types of people may lose their equipment.
Okay. What can we do to prevent losing important things?
We can take several steps into our account for preventing losing some things. For example, we may aware about our equipment or materials that we may lose early, as well as we can keep our equipment in a specific place. For example, if we put our keys in daily basis onto our wall or onto our specific place, that may help us to remember our equipment.
What would you do if you saw something valuable but did not belong to you on the street?
If I saw something valuable on the street that not belong to me, I will collect it and I will share the history on social media for finding the special people. Actually, try to identify the people the whose actually it is, and I will transfer on hand of him.
What kind of things have you lost so far?
Actually, there are a number of things that I lost in my entire life, such as pen, pencil, mobile phone. But most important things that I lost, that was mobile phone. That was gifted by my parents on my birthday, which was 16 Pro Max. That was a amazing phone, and I think that is the most precious as well as valuable item that I lost in the past.
What do you usually do to look for lost items?
Actually, if it is a important item, firstly, I try to case a file onto the police for finding my important item, as well as sometimes I provide some informations on social media for finding my item. I think that helped me for finding my equipment or materials quickly, because nowadays people are very accessible to the social media. So I think lots of people nowadays post on social media the about those things that they lost their life.
Thank you, sir. That is the end of your speaking tips, and this was an interesting speaking test. Thank you so much.